call. As always, this is going to be an incredible call. I believe that, so a few weeks ago, Stephane was on one of the calls and we said, you know what, we want you to come back and tell your story. And many of you are like, when is he going to come on? When is he going to come on? Well, tonight is the night. So we're excited to have him. The A-Team call, as you know, is a call focused on action. It's A-Team stands for Action Team. And it's all about learning how to enroll people, the process, the system, the overcoming fears, overcoming objections. It's a wide range of topics, but such an important call. And I look forward to this call, like I do our other calls as well, but it's kind of one I take personally because I think it's one that every time when I'm finished, and if you were on the call on Tuesday, it kind of went the same direction. Calls take on their own energy. And the call with Brent on Tuesday, really the banter that Brent and I had throughout the call, it just had on kind of a fun and playful energy to it, unlike some other calls. Some calls are more serious, some calls are more motivational. And I'm excited about tonight's call because I think many of you are going to walk away saying, man, what's my excuse, number one? And number two, I just haven't given it enough time yet, but I need to be more consistent. That's kind of my feeling that you're going to leave the call tonight with. So kind of be prepared for that. But I've asked someone to help start the call off tonight, someone who we've had on this call before. And when somebody enrolls 29 people in 5 weeks, normally, well, I mean, awesome, that's awesome anytime. And you'd almost expect that that would happen in somebody's first 5 weeks because it's when they're most excited, they're just coming on. And what I find to be really, really amazing is that she joined over 3 months ago. And still in the last 5 weeks has enrolled 29 people. Now that is impressive. And I thought anybody who's doing that, we need to feature on the call tonight. So Ashley Hilton, are you there?
Oh, hey.
There you are.
Yes.
Hey, well, you know what? I set you up well. It's like 29 people in 5 weeks, and this isn't even your first 5 weeks. So number one, how are you doing it? Number two, what gives you that motivation, that excitement to do it?
Well, we've actually got a system in place. I have a boutique, and so I have an assistant. She's 19 years old. I've literally taught her the system, and she acts like me and does it too. So literally anybody can do it. So I made notes so I can give a Cliff's Notes version of what we're doing because it does work very effectively. And honestly, in terms of staying motivated to do it, people won't leave me alone about them. So that kind of like, I can't keep people away from asking for them. So I do Facebook Lives a lot, and I gained 70 pounds with thyroid cancer. I had a cancerous tumor the size of a tangerine on my carotid artery. And so I went from someone who was very thin to not so thin very quickly, and I didn't know how to lose it. And so because I'm on Facebook a lot in my photos and things like that, people can see the weight loss. And then I'm kind of an open book. And so I've been very transparent sharing my story. And I think when you do Facebook Lives and you are transparent, you are going to say something that 15 people at home feel the exact same way, but nobody talks about it. And so when you hit that nerve, they then want to reach out to you, because if you fix that problem and you don't have that negative feeling anymore, they want it. They'll spend the money to make that feeling go away. So I've realized it's not just about weight loss or skinny drops. They're trying to cure that problem too. So that's what we've been doing. And we've got a system in place that we just keep doing over and over and over again. And it's working like a charm for us.
Awesome. So how often do you do Facebook Lives?
We do them, I would say 4 to 8 times a week.
Cool.
For whatever reason, that is our thing. If we can go live on Facebook, we were just live, and I think I just sold 5 more sets of skinny drops on an 1.5 hour live. And it was just literally just mentioning, oh, I'm in a size medium. Thank you, skinny drops. That's all I have to say. And then boom, 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 I want the skinny drops. So it's worked really well for us. But yeah, we go live about 4 to 8 times a week.
So I'm an old guy, and technology is kind of a challenge for me. And I'm active on Facebook. I stalk all of you. including you, Ashley. So what, how easy is it to do a Facebook Live?
You hit two buttons and you're live. And when I first started doing them, I was not comfortable with the way I looked. I was not comfortable talking. I was not comfortable with people watching me. And then there was a day I was not going to hit my sales goal. And I'd never tried Facebook Live before, but I don't miss sales goals. And so I was like, well, if I'm going down, I'm going down swinging. I'm about to do this Facebook Live thing. And so I didn't want to be on camera. So I literally held my iPad and just walked around my store and showed product and talked the whole time. We tripled our sales goal that day from that 15-minute live video. And that's all I needed. I don't care if people were making fun of me or not. I was doing Facebook Lives from that point forward. So I would just say, if you're uncomfortable doing them because you felt the same way I did, I've told people on my team this: set up your stuff on your kitchen counter when you're getting ready in the morning to make your shakes or do your drops or whatever. Don't be on the video the first couple of times till you get comfortable with it. And then once you start getting that positive feedback and you get a couple sales off of it, you're not going to care anymore. So hold that iPad or your phone and just show them, here's how I make my shake, or this is what I'm doing with my shake, and just talk to them and let them get to know you. And it will make a tremendous difference in your business.
Mm. So how much, I know we asked you this last time, you told about your weight loss story. How much weight have you lost?
I've lost 40 to 70, but I've gone from a size 15 down to a size 7. Women understand those numbers. And so that's way more than 40 pounds. So yeah, I've gone from a size 15 to a size 7. I'm on no thyroid medication whatsoever.
Wow.
So it's incredible. Yeah. And I had lost 20 in a year. And I was on really, really good supplements, and I had hit a plateau. And so I was like, I need something else. And man, I'm telling you, as soon as I started taking those drops, that way it's easy. It just fell off. So yeah, it's been incredible.
That's awesome. And then obviously you're not shy, and
Obviously not.
and it's easy for you to talk to people. But let's go back to the Facebook Live, because I think you've hit on something that a lot of people are afraid of. And you said you weren't all that comfortable. In fact, you were very uncomfortable the first time you did
Yes.
it. You did it, and by doing it, were you less fearful the second time?
Of course. Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing I have learned, and this is a little trick, people are pack animals. So if you're going to do your first Facebook Live and your goal is obviously to get people to ask, what is this? More info, please. That's the goal of it, right?
Yeah.
Make your mama, your daddy, your sister, your grandma, your aunt, and your uncle. You tell them to get their butt on that Facebook Live, because people are pack animals. So if you get them to comment what you want your actual prospects to comment, they're going to do it. People don't know what to do. So give them a guide. So if you're on there and I'm talking, hey, shake this, shake that, skinny drops this. Well, then my sister gets on there and says, info, please. And then my aunt's on there and says, info, please. Well, what are you going to do? Info, please. Yeah, because they're pack animals. So I would encourage you, when you first start getting to do it, send a text out to your friends and family and make them get on and tell them what to comment. I just tell my sister, hey, info, please, live 7:00, and she'll get on and do it. And the biggest thing that got our business boosted is I always test everything before I put my name behind it. And so I bought some for my sister, and I made her do it because I wanted the social proof also of another person who had success with it. And also just her feedback to be able to share it would help me sell it. And so she made, I texted her and I said, hey, I need you to make a post on my page, something about the skinny drops. Well, I thought her post totally sucked. I was giving her a hard time about it. I'm like, literally, this is all you got? She wrote on there, love my skinny drops. Oh, no. She said, I can't wait to get my skinny drops. That was it. That's all she put. No graphic, no nothing. I'm like, seriously? We got 186 comments on that one post. So make your friends and family get on there, even if they've not even bought anything. Just make them post your page and say, hey, can you give me info on those skinny drops? Because the pack animal mentality will get you prospects off of it.
What you have said tonight, Ashley, and I had no idea. Like I said, every call takes on its own energy, and you have just opened up a doorway to a number of people on this call tonight. They are going, what? I haven't even thought of that before. Now, there are going to be people who are sitting back saying, well, she's got her own boutique, she's got an advantage. What you said secondarily to that was, you know what? That the boutique itself was not what created the energy.
No.
It was you doing the Facebook Live. You could do it in the kitchen, showing yourself, making shakes. Just show the blender if you don't want to show yourself, right?
Yes.
And that's what created the energy, and the posts and the comments afterwards. Having a boutique is great, and I'm sure that had some element to it, but the magic was in the Facebook Live, doing it consistently, asking family members or friends to come on and just help you. anybody can do those three things, whether you're 99 years, well, maybe not 90 years old or 9 years old, right?
Well, I will tell you this. This is how I built my boutique. So I used to work, a lot of people don't know this. I used to work in buying and product development for Dillard's. I had a big time job, my dream job. We flew everywhere. We flew private. We had drivers. Y'all, I was spoiled. And so, but when I had that tumor, it made me start having seizures and all kinds of stuff. I couldn't fly. You ground a plane, you're not going to have a job very long. Well, it took them 2 years to find the tumor. So I had to step down. So I had nothing. I lost everything. I couldn't get disability because I was not diagnosed with the correct thing. And I couldn't get any kind of workman's comp, any kind of anything, because I fell in this gray area. And so once my short-term, long-term ran out, I had no income. I lived by myself. So I had to literally take what savings I had and I bought a box of jewelry. You want to talk about an ego check? I took that box of jewelry down to the farmer's market and sat in line at 4 a.m. in downtown Little Rock to get a booth to hustle jewelry to pay my bills. But the same concepts I just talked about is how I built my boutique. And now I literally could work and I make more money here, but it's the same concept. So I think sometimes they'll see these people that, I know I was the same way. It was a mistake I made. I would see these people come in that make $100,000 their first month. And I would think, God, I suck. I'm not making that. But they've been in the industry how long?
Yeah.
And they've rolled that and they built a business. So now I recognize I'm building a business just like I built my boutique. And so I'm just applying those same principles. So yeah, those things, anybody can do them. Absolutely.
Wow. Ashley, home run, like she shoots, she scores. So well done. Thank you for being that. And what an energy to set for tonight. You look fantastic and I love your success and look forward to tracking it even further and further and further. I see big things in your future.
Thank you so much. Good seeing you again.
Yeah, you too. Take care. All right. So we're going to have batting cleanup tonight. It's baseball season and the Braves are up tonight, which I got to tell you, I'm pretty happy right now. You can hear my wife cheering in the background. That's her cheering for our Braves. She loves baseball. She watches every game, every pitch. She'll tell you what the pitch count is, what the pitches were, slider, knuckleball, curveball, whatever. I mean, she knows the game. And so as you hear her in the other room, that's her cheering for our Braves. A point of interest before I turn the call over to Stephane is you may have seen a post. If the date was said October 17th on our red carpet recognition event, that's not correct. We will have it all corrected and on next week's ARIIX Live. It's November 14th, Saturday, November 14th is the red carpet recognition event. So please join us and it'll be fun. All right. So as promised to tell his story, and it's one of the most inspiring stories. I've heard it a number of times. I never get tired of it. Please welcome Founders Club member, Vision Award winner, good friend, Stephane Page from Quebec.
Hey, I love what you just said.
Right.
Founders Club members.
Oh, did I say that?
Yeah, thank you. It's recorded.
Destiny.
I see the recording. That's great. Love it. Oh boy.
I'm holding you in that spot. Let's put it that way.
Love that. And you can see I caught it pretty quickly.
Oh, like that.
So I don't know about you guys. I just heard, Ashley, her presence, she's on the camera and she's so good. I wish I would be an Ashley. I was an introvert. I still am an introvert, shy guy. And I've been all my life. I wish I would be more extrovert, more, all of that. And so I don't know how many of you are introverts, but I just want to give you an idea that there's hope. There's hope. Because here's the great thing about this business. You can sponsor an Ashley in your business. Get one and you can achieve anything you want. That's the great equalizer in our business. You don't have to be the superstar, but sponsor one and suddenly you become a superstar. So, okay, how did this whole thing started for me? I've been in network marketing for 28 years. I was 16 when my father gave me this book. And because of my father, I'm in this industry. So this says The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. I got that book. I was 16. It took me a year to read it. But what it did is it opened my mind to the possibilities that we can achieve whatever we want. And so when you plant those seeds in the mind of a young kid, it grows. And so what happened in those days was, I remember I was in high school, and then a college, one of our teacher was doing a test, like an aptitude test. You know what it reveals to you? The kind of job you should get into in your life. Now, understand, I had read that book, and I had read probably 2 or 3 other books after that. Then I get through that test, and I'm waiting for the results. So that's the day I'm sitting in class. I remember I'm on the left side of the room, and I get my test. It arrives. Now, here's the thing. After you read this, the world is full of possibilities. So I knew I wanted to make a lot of money. I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to give to charity. There were lots of things I wanted to do. And I knew it would take a lot of money to do everything I wanted. So I get the test, I open it, and I look on the right side, because that's where it shows the income. And the highest income was $35,000. And I look on the left side, and it says plumber. And I'm telling you, no way in my life ever have I dreamed of becoming a plumber. I have nothing against plumbers. They're great, but that was not my dream. And in that moment, everything shifted. Everything shifted because I thought, this is crazy. The school is teaching everyone in this room what they're going to become in life. How can that be? How can a test tell you what you should be good at in life? And so in that moment, I made a decision, and I was so frustrated with the results. And everybody in the room like, oh, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that. And I'm like, no way, I'm never going to be that. I'm going to prove it to you. Now, I didn't say that out loud. It wasn't my mind. I was a shy guy. I remember that. So I said, okay, here's what I'm going to be doing. And I remember I made that decision that day in the class. I said, I'm going to become very successful, and then I'll go and teach people how to succeed. That was the moment. Now, fast forward 2 years later, my father, he's in the kitchen table, and he's got 2 of our family members. They're sitting in front of him, and he's drawing circles on a piece of paper. You know those circles, I think you've seen them, you get 2, who get 2, who get 2. Well, I'm just happening to get in the kitchen, walk behind him, and I see him drawing those circles, and I'm wondering, what is he talking about? What's that thing? And he starts to explain it, multiplies, and get these people, and you make this money, and what is this thing? Now, my 2 aunts, they left. Okay, that day, they were not interested, and so they left. But I said to my father, I said, what's that thing? And he explained it to me. And that was the first time in my life I heard of network marketing. I don't know how many of you, if you remember that time when you saw the circles for the first time, I lost sleep that night. I couldn't sleep. I was thinking about the multiplication. But what it did is it connected with exactly my mission, which was that I will become successful and I will teach others how to become successful. But suddenly it turned into, I don't have to wait to become successful. I'm just going to become successful by helping others together become successful. And that's why I said, that's it. That's what I want to do for the rest of my life. So what I did, I was 19 years old, and I came up with an idea, because at the time you're naive, right? You don't know much in life. And so I came up with this idea because I thought the only company that existed was Amway. I thought that was the only company in the world doing network marketing. So I thought, you know what? We should find local merchants, like, stores, restaurants, hotels, and get a percentage off of all of their sales, and we would bring people there. How do we collect the money now to redistribute through the network? Because we wouldn't have any product, it would be all the stores. And so I said, I need to get all the money quickly. And so I came up with this idea to go and get a card, because you all have these cards in your pocket. You slide a transaction in, and MasterCard, Visa collect a percentage of the sales. Why don't we collect another percentage and keep it? And then, you know, this came about, I was 19 years old. This is the card. You see it's 000. It's the demo card, okay? I launched that company at 19 years old. I remember going to the 24th floor of the National Bank of Canada at 19 years old and sold them. At the time, they thought, like, you know, everybody thought like pyramid schemes, you know, no bank is going to join a pyramid thing. 19 years old, the power of what you have here, the innocence of a kid who think everything is possible. That's what happened. So got that card, that came out, and I launched my company. And so let me show you just a couple slides real quick so that you guys can follow along with my story. So that was, let's see here. That was right here. So that I was young kid, couple years, we got our first baby. She's at the table at night. I'm working my business. I'm doing this, you know, starting my MLM company. Now, that actually was my first company, Réseau. That's the name of the card. That was the concept. Now, it didn't work the way I thought. We built a, you know, organization and things, but there was not enough market. There was all kinds of challenges. Next thing you know, I had to shut down that company. And so it went down. Now you can imagine, like, how many of you start a business and then you start on a project and it knocks you down and you're like, oh, so depressed. Like your enthusiasm was high, but it just goes down, right? Now what I did, because at that time we had lost everything. There were some things that happened and we lost everything. So what I did is I started to rent snowmobiles, because that was the business I grew in. My father was in that snowmobile business. And so I started to do that. Let me pull the slides full screen. There you go. So I was renting snowmobiles, pretty cool business. You know, you rent, people come over and they go for a tour, 5, 6, 7 day tours in the forest, and really nice stuff. You know, we take them to nice lodges in the mountains and lots of cool stuff. My dream, though, was not to be the one renting the snowmobiles and receiving people from all over the world to come snowmobiling, but it was for me to get on my, you know, with my backpack and travel around the world. That was my dream. And so I always had that MLM thing in the back of my mind. Okay. And so I said, okay, I need to get back in this thing. I need to start to do this again. Okay. So let me switch back. So my enthusiasm dropped, but I said, I can't quit this industry. So I joined a company called Excel Communication. Wow, it was telecommunication. I mean, everybody's got a phone. I mean, yeah, it's going to be the easiest thing ever. So I get into Excel. I didn't do very long. The company shuts down. Oh my gosh, that's not true. I can't believe I got to start all over again. And so now I'm back to square zero. Got to start again, right? Now understand, this is not like, you know, 1 or 2 months. These are years. And then I got into Synergy Worldwide. They were supposed to open Canada. They were telling us, like, we're going to be big. And so I said, okay, I get in this deal. Now, the thing is, they're only in the US. I don't speak a word in English. I don't speak English. I can say table, father, mother, you know, that's it. But I don't speak English. So how do I build? So I'm in this company. They're supposed to open Canada. They're not opening. I'm trying to learn to speak English. It's awful. So that didn't work well. So that's my enthusiasm. You can imagine it goes up, down, and every time it goes up, but not as high as the first time. How many of you have been in MLM for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and you're like, oh my gosh, when is this going to work? When is this going to happen? And, you know, and sometimes people say, you know, I've been in it for 6 months, you know, I'm not making any money. Are you kidding me? Like, you know, these are years. And so then I joined this other company. Oh my gosh, they got a system automated. They're placing people. I mean, it's crazy. So I got a whole line, 300,000 of volume in one line. And so I'm trying to build this thing. And next thing you know, the company goes out of business. Like, no way. Yeah, can you imagine all of this going on? My wife wants to kill me. Every time she hears another company name, like, what are you going to do? You got to go do something that's going to get you to make money. So she's on my back, but she's the most supportive person also, right? She's there for my dreams. So here's what happened. I remember one day, I don't know, how many of you understand mechanics, but I'm in the garage because my father owns a dealership. He sells snowmobiles. And so I'm in the garage, and I remember as a young kid, the mechanic guys always like to make fun of the son of the boss, right? And so I'm in the shop, and one of the mechanics says, "Hey, come over. Just, I needed your help." So, okay, all right. So he says, "Hold the spark plug right here. Just want to make sure it's working." So, okay, so I hold the spark plug, and then suddenly everybody in the shop, all the mechanics, they all stop and look. And I'm like, "What's going on?" So he pulls the crank, and next thing you know, here's what happens. Let me just show you real quick. This is what happens. Okay, this is not exactly that, but quite similar to that. The electric comes through the fire, and I'm like, roll on the floor, and everybody is laughing. Now, why am I telling you this? Because how many of you have done one company, two companies, three companies, four companies? And it's like, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And so you're discouraged. Nothing is working. You're losing your confidence. This was me. So I'm not telling you this to discourage you, because you don't have to go through all of that, because we got great leaders, great training, an amazing company. You don't have to go through all that learning curve, but I had to go through all of that to figure it out. So what did I do? So next thing I did is next thing I did, my kids, these were the reason that I wanted to make this thing happen, to spend more time with them, to go travel the world, to do those things. I still had the dreams. I was still holding on to those dreams. And I heard one day they said, it's either you have like big goals and a little bit of income, and you decide to decrease your goal to match the size of your income, or you increase the size of your income to match your dreams. And that, I never lost it. I always had in my mind that I needed to increase the size of my income to match my goals. And so these were the fire behind this. So I'm there at work, building my business in my little office on my laptop, trying to build the business, right? I'm in full action, but I'm missing the confidence. So here's what I did. Years earlier, I met this guy, and yeah, that's the nerd here. That's me. Okay, although I never qualified as a nerd, because not only did I look like a nerd, which is not a really good thing, but I didn't even qualify in class for the nerds because I was so bad in class. I was awful. I was passing the grade just because I didn't want to spend another year of my life in school. Okay, so I was really bad in school. But that was in 2000, around that, 2000, 2001. Tim and I met at an event, because one guy I hired as a consultant says, you need to come over to an event. I said, I don't even speak English. So I had a translator. We were talking about that, and I don't even speak it. You need to come. So I went to the event over there, sat in the room. I'm watching Tim. He looks like, wow, man, this guy knows his stuff. Like, and he's much more buff than me, got bigger muscles. So, you look at him and like, man, I want to be like that guy. And so I followed him over the years, sending him an email. He didn't reply. Send him another email, doesn't reply. And say, after many emails, I figured he replied to one. What happened? One line of text, nothing more. So I figure, okay, if I write more than that, he doesn't answer. And so over the years, I built a relationship with them. And then one day, when I'm totally discouraged, when the kids are sleeping at night, and I'm thinking, what am I going to do with my life? This has been so long. I'm going to miss the best years of their lives. I want to travel. I want to do all these great things. What am I going to do? And I freaked out. I said, I can't do this anymore. I got to figure this out. So one thing I suggest all of you do is that if you lost confidence in yourself, you put your confidence in someone else. So I reached out to Tim, and I said, Tim, I'm not in any company right now. And I said that in my broken English. Okay, so he kind of understood, or I'm not sure if he understood, but anyway, next thing you know is he sponsored me. Even though he was retired in his previous company, he sponsored me. And I said, just tell me what to do and I'll go do it. And that's what he did. And so I got to learn what he called at the time the professional inviter, and that's like 17 years later. Look at that. So quite a change. And so he said, you need to learn the inviting formula. So I focused on skills. And these are the 4 things that all of you guys need to learn: how to find prospects, how to invite, how to present, how to train. That's it. You learn those 4 things and you can make a fortune. The challenge is that you survive the process of going through that, right? It's going to take time for you to learn and be good at all those things, but that's it. You learn that, you can write your checks. And so I focused on the invite. And so I focused on the invite, and I'm calling people, and I'm really bad because I'm learning English. I guess I'm reading a script. I mean, this is the worst thing in the world. I'm not going to spend hours here, but just to tell you real quick, I'm calling prospects and it's awful. I got my buddy who's listening to the phone calls and he's laughing and he's on mute. He's laughing. And after they say, I can't believe you said that. And so we're just, having a blast here. But I'm learning to speak English through listening to Tim's CDs on Professional Inviter. And so I listened to those over and over. Claudia couldn't stand Tim's voice anymore. He was in our bedroom, he was in the office, he was in the car, he was everywhere. And so that's how I learned to speak English. That's how I got on the phone and called leads and started to sponsor people. And next thing that happened is, I remember I was getting like not even 10% of the people to look at the information. And after a while, 96%, and I have all the stats and the thousands of people. And so I had all the stats. 96% of the people that I would call would say, yes, I'm going to look at the information. And so I said, Tim, I got it. So I sent him, like I was sending him my audios. He would listen and say, yeah, keep going. You're good. You're good. And I said, okay, what do I do? Because I'm getting all these people to look and nobody joins. He said, okay, now it's time for you to learn the presentation part and how to follow up with people. So I focused on that and learned it and got really good, to the point that when I actually joined ARIIX, I'm just fast forwarding a little bit. When I joined ARIIX, the first year in ARIIX, I was one of the top 3 recruiters in the entire company. And that was like, I couldn't believe it. I was on stage like, what happened? What happened? And so that's what happened there. And then one day, like Tim says, and you know what, you're going to call me one day, you're going to say, yeah, I'm sponsoring all these people, but no one's doing anything. And you're going to have to learn how to train people. And that's what happened. Truly, that's really what happened. And so let me just show you real quick right here. All right, so we're here. And so I joined Nu Skin. That was the company that Tim was in at the time. And then he calls me one day and he says, Stephane, I got to tell you something. I'm coming back in the industry. I'm like, oh, yes, we're going to work together. He said, well, yeah, but there's a little something. I said, what is that little something? He says, well, I'm going to do it with a new company. I said, no way. Are you serious? I got to go and tell Claudia that finally we're starting to make money in this MLM thing after all these years, and I'm starting all over again with a new company. And but my decision was made. When I heard like the Bill of Rights, the vision, and working with Tim and doing all of this, I said, no way, I'm not going to miss that boat. This is my ticket. This is the one. I got to be a part of this thing. And so now the difference here is my enthusiasm didn't drop, because at that point I had developed the skills. I have developed the skills. And all of you sitting here listening to me here, and you think, oh, it's been a while, it didn't work. Okay, well, you can develop the skills, even if you're an introvert, and go sponsor tons of Ashleys, right? That's what you need to do. But the thing is, it is based on those skills. So what happened next is I built an ARIIX, and we built a huge organization built around the world. We've been traveling with our kids. You saw the picture earlier. Well, that was a couple of years later when we were in ARIIX. We traveled in different countries, and my wife, such amazing, because of her, I've been able to focus on that business and build it, because she had 2 and even 3 jobs at some point to support the family while I was trying to build this thing. But the beautiful thing is the picture here on the top left, that's Claudia and I on stage, because we teamed up and we started to build. And now, because of Claudia, we're taking this business to another level, right? Because now we work together as a couple. We get to travel around the world. We get to inspire people and build teams together. On the left side of the bottom, that was me in South Korea when we opened the market over there in ARIIX. And on the right side, that's Tim and I. That's kind of the cool picture. I love it. We're in the bus in Hong Kong. It's the incentive trip of our Korean teams. And we're in the bus training them, and they're, asking us questions and all of that. And so that's been a crazy, amazing ride. And the thing is, right now, when I look at where we are and all that is happening around the world, we're just really privileged to be in this position. And we have leaders that are amazing trainers, and we don't have to go for years to learn this thing. But I'm urging you, for you guys, to stop to be like in a hurry to make the money right now. Focus on developing you. If you say, okay, but I just can't get anyone, like I don't know, like I've been through all my list of contacts. That's the finding prospects part you need to master. You need to master that part. How do I find prospects like this? And connected with social media, with what Ashley talked about. And there's so many ways to connect with tons of people. You need to really work on that part, master it, and say, okay, that's done. I got tons of prospects. Now I need to really be good at inviting them, and they say, yes, I'm going to look at the information. And then you be good at following up after you show them some information. And once you're good at that, then you get people on board and you start to train and repeat the process. Once you master that, you're done. Things are happening left and right. So whether you're shy, introvert, you've been in the business for a long time, you've done a couple companies, and you feel like, is this ever going to happen for me? Yes, it can. I'm telling you, because we've been living proof of that. So that's my story in a couple minutes. And Rick, are we good?
Yeah, Stephane, thank you so much. I know that tonight was a call I was really looking forward to. And Ashley, first of all, thank you for kicking it off and sharing your story. And what great energy, Stephane. It never gets old. I've heard that story multiple times, and I learned something a little bit new each time. I think I was actually on that same stage in Korea with another company because I recognized the stage. But thank you so much, and congratulations. So many people look at you, and I know that I've joked about this of being this overnight success, and if you consider to be 20 years an overnight success, then I guess you are. So,
yeah. Mark, I was on the other webinar earlier, and Mark was talking about being lucky. Sometimes people are jealous. Oh, they just got Indonesia. Well, yeah, but you're looking at just the results of what's happened in the past and all the struggles and all the things you've been through, right? And so there's just a price you need to pay, but you don't have to pay a price that long. You just know these are the 4 cornerstones you need to learn. You just learn them. Yeah. And the thing is, right now we have the fuel of the excitement, the enthusiasm, the growth. That was the thing that we didn't have for years in ARIIX. It was really willpower, like, oh my God, And I remember one of the weeks on the Partners Council, Mark says, hey guys, we just need to let you know that last week we had 26 enrollments in the entire company. And so we're all on the Partners Council, and we're like, oh my goodness, what is going on? Like, nothing is going on in this company. 26 people joined the entire company. That's in Japan, China, US, Canada. And so we had leaders dropping off, right? Big leaders. And I was that little guy starting to build. And I'm like, wow, this is my chance. Because if there's only 26 people joining the company, I can make a difference. I can make a difference. I can be one of the leaders. And so I looked at it that way. And now I see those leaders that they're gone. They're not even in the industry anymore. And we built a huge organization. So guys, stay the course. But now it's like people are coming left and right, and it's exciting. So
yeah, it really is. Now is such a great time. So Stephane, thank you. Ashley, thank you. Thank you to all of you for being on the call tonight, for taking time. It's for some of you, it's late. And late for you in the East Coast and in Quebec as well. But thank you for being on the call, and look forward to seeing you on the call ARIIX Live on Tuesday. I'm going to stop the recording and unmute the line so you can express your appreciation. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.